Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with Christopher from The Roots. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Ryan?
Very good, very good. So Sean Berry from Double Crown connected us, and I wanted to know a little bit about what's going on with The Roots.
Okay, we just released an album on Groovy Records called Instrumentals 2. We're actually a garage band, but we do instrumentals as well. And our first instrumental album came out in 2013. And we got a new one coming out on Double Crown called Shake 5. And that'll be coming out around July.
Awesome. And I actually remembered going back earlier and listening to your stuff on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I heard it, but I did hear it. And it's very much in the traditional sense, would you say?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm really into like the 50s and 60s side of things as opposed to the modern side of things. Yeah.
So how did you wind up where you are now? Being it sounds like you have an English accent.
Yeah, I'm Scottish, but I grew up in England, and 21 years ago, I moved to Japan. I met a Japanese lady who I married, and we came here together. We've been here since.
Is she in the band with you?
No, she doesn't play any musical instruments. She has nothing to do with music, thankfully. She's got no interest whatsoever. It's very good.
So tell me how you started the band in Japan. What it's like there to be a surf band in Japan?
Well, when I first came here, I don't live in Tokyo. I don't live in like a big city. I live in the very far south on the island of Kyushu. The city I live in is literally a bowl in the mountains. So when I first came here, there was nobody here that spoke English. So I was just if I had a fight with my wife, there was nobody to talk to, nothing to do. I was very isolated. And then about 2 years in, a friend introduced me to a drummer who spoke English. And then we started hanging out in the studio, and then that's how the band began. And there's no scene where I live at all. There's nothing. It's just which is a big reason why we have such a large output of work, recorded, because there's enough to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And from what I can see, music, especially the instro, is a universal language. So you could get together in a place like Japan and be from somewhere else, and the music translates.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, Japanese people love surf music. Japanese people love instrumental music. We've got Teruichi Takeshi and we've got Kayama Yuzo. There's a big culture here. There's a big following. A lot of people love it. There's still big events. We got the surf coasters in Tokyo, and we got Jackie and Cedric's, lots of big bands.
Yeah. So how did you wind up talking to Sean Berry, and what are your plans for the new release?
Okay, so the new album, I'm very good friends with Scott Higuchi, who was the bass player from the Hate Bombs, and he does all the artwork for High Tide, and he does a lot of stuff for Double Crown as well. And last year, we appeared on a Double Crown compilation CD that was called Gruesome, Twosome. It was a split CD between Double Crown and Hidden Volume, and we put a song on there called Yeti Spaghetti. And when we finished when we finished the most recent recording, I was like, I think I'll just hit up Double Crown and see if they like it, see if they dig it, if they're interested. And I hooked up Sean, and he was really interested. It was good. It worked out great. And the German label Topsy Turvy are going to release the same album on vinyl in Germany.
Oh wow. So your previous work, how much different is what you've done before as compared to what you're doing right now in this new record?
Oh, it's you mean the previous instrumental work or the previous
Yeah,
other work?
the
Okay,
instrumental work.
this new album, it's a bit more. I mean, I'm really happy with both albums, but the new albums, I think we played around a bit more of the time signatures. I mean, the titles Shake Five and the title tracks in 5/4 timing. You know, like Take Five, Brubeck, Dave Brubeck.
Yeah,
So I think the new albums. I mean, it's very old sounding and it's you know, it's very loud and raw. But I think it's a bit more. It's not like boom da da boom da boom da da boom da. I mean, all the rhythms are completely far away from that. Well, I mean, there's a few, but most of them are far away from that. So yeah, it's a very playful album, I think, compared to the last one.
very cool, very cool. So let's start back when you first got into music. What was the first band you were in, and what sort of inspired you to be in that band? What kind of music?
When I was when I was 16. When I was 16, it was height of grunge, you know. So with Nirvana, Mudhoney, everybody wanted to play grunge, and it was like, I mean, I'm 45 now, so yeah. When I was 16, I played in a grunge band, and of course, we wanted to be like Nirvana or like Mudhoney, Sebado, and yeah, I've played in all kinds of bands, especially when I was younger. I played in metal bands. I played in indie bands like English Brit pop bands, and yeah, you know, just hanging around with mates playing. And actually, the drummer who plays on the album now is a friend from back then. So
Oh,
the drummer is in England. So
okay.
there's actually the only Japanese member is the bass player.
Interesting. So what other styles of music led you up to playing surf? And what other bands
Well,
were you in that might have that people might know?
the only band I've been in is my own, that people might know is my own band. So, but what led me up to? I mean, of course, I started getting into. At first, I was really into rhythm and blues, like Yardbirds and, you know, Pretty Things and the Downliners sect. And then I started listening to American Garage. And this is just before I started doing the Roots. I was listening to a lot of American Garage and you know, like the Seeds and the 13th floor elevators, and you know, there's a lot of elements of surf sound in the guitars, especially on the 13th floor elevators. You know, the reverb and of course that led me on to surf music, and then I started listening to the Ventures and you know, the Dick Dale and everything else. I mean, I listened to like 50s and 60s music as a whole. You know, not just one thing. So yeah, that's what led me on to surf music. Basically, listening to stuff like 13th floor elevators, Seeds, that guitar sound. You know, it led me there.
Speaking of guitar sound, how do you get the guitar to sound the way you want it to sound? What are you playing through, and what kind of guitar are you playing?
I'm playing. I play Jazz Masters. I mean, I play Jaguars and Jazz Masters, but I think on the new album, mostly using a Jazz Master. This one here, and I'm playing through a 1963 reverb tank, and I'm just cranking it through a very crappy Roland amp, like a JC, which is the only amp I have sitting around because I can record at night here. So yes, I'm just cranking the reverb and the guitar through a JC, and that's it.
I'm interested in knowing what gauge strings you use to get that sound.
I'm using 11s because I tune down. I tune down the time because when I sing, well, I don't sing on this stuff, but when I sing, I prefer singing like tuned down. So my guitar's always left tuned down. So we recorded the instrumental album tuned down. So we're just using Ernie Ball, not using flat wounds. The purists will hate me, but there we go.
So where can people find your music right now, like the ones that are out now? And are they on vinyl? Are they on CD?
They're on vinyl, and I believe the Instrumental 2's album shipping out this week from Groovy Records in Portugal. I believe they've got copies going to the US and other places in Europe. We're on Spotify and Apple Music and all that digital stuff, Bandcamp. So if you look us up, the Roots, the latest album's Instrumentals 2. The next album will be Shake 5. You can find it on most digital platforms or on YouTube if you want to check it out. If you look on YouTube, I think there's clips of all the songs on there.
Awesome. Might there be any live videos on there?
There are some old videos of us playing instrumental stuff live, like from the first instrumental album in 2013. But other than that, I mean, it's mostly the garagey, the vocal stuff, the live videos. But there are a few bits on there, a few studio bits as well. But we just put up a new video for a song called "Ain't It Black," which is like a bit of a pun on "Ain't It Black." So there's a video for that up on YouTube that my friend made for lots of fire and dancing girls and
Awesome. So I have to ask, when you said there was a big scene in Japan, and a big interest in surf music, what is the general music scene like there?
In Tokyo, I mean, there's a big scene for everything in Tokyo. You got surf music, any kind of genre of music you like. There's a scene for it in Tokyo. So you can really, if you're in a band and you're in Tokyo, you can really I think you can enjoy it a bit more. You can really interact with other bands. But here, like I say, there's nothing. There's one surf band which is about 100 kilometers away, called The Wise, a female 3-piece surf band. They're very good, and they play a lot with the Surf Coasters. And but other than that, I mean, yeah, there's a Tokyo scene, but we're far away from it, so we're kind of, it's very cliquey as well. So if you're not an insider, well, the garage scene is anyway. I don't know about the surf scene, but the garage is very cliquey. If you're not in the circle, you're kind of like an outcast. So it's very, you got to pat people's backs and get along nicely and cheer everybody on, and you got to kiss ass basically. But
well, when is this new album coming out?
Shake 5 is coming out July. So it will be coming out digitally June 28th. So it'll be on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and Napster and all that rubbish. It will be out on June 28th. And then the LP should arrive about a week or two later.
Awesome. And you could get that through
And
Double
CD as
Crown.
well.
Double Crown
Yeah.
and on your Bandcamp.
It won't be on our Bandcamp, but you can get the CD from Double Crown from Sean, and I'm sure he'll probably carry copies of the LP as well from Topsy Turvy. So you should be able to get it from Sean in Double Crown.
I actually listened to that compilation CD you were talking about, Gruesome Twosome.
Oh yeah.
I actually had that in stock in my store.
Oh, okay. It's good. I like the design on it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Sean Berry does some good work.
Yeah, it's great. Good stuff. So I just missed the vinyl though. But yeah, the CDs and stuff, great.
So yeah, do you get much chance to travel with the band when the pandemic wasn't an issue?
Yeah, we used to. I mean, we toured Europe about 4 or 5 times. Europe. We play a lot in Portugal and Spain. Spain's always been really good for us. Portugal, Spain. We played in England once, never again. England's bad. We played in France a few times. We went for a big festival there, and we played in China as well, which is interesting. So yeah, we played around a bit.
Did you play in Hong Kong or was it another city?
we played in Shanghai. We actually played in Wuhan, home of the epidemic. We played there. It was mad. It was really funny. They had a live venue in Wuhan.
Oh my god,
this was
crazy.
like a long time before COVID.
Yeah.
I actually walked around the market too.
How was it? Did you like it there?
Nah, it's horrible. I got off the train and I thought it was night because the pollution was so bad. It was like, like thick smoke. It's just like, it's so polluted. It's so bad. It's like, and that's outside the main cities. It's actually worse outside the main cities in China. It was really bad because of the industrial stuff, all the iron factory, the iron works and stuff in my hand. So yeah, it was, but it was interesting, you know. It's interesting, but it's not the cleanest of places.
Interesting. There's a guy that I talked to in a band called the Ceno Hearts that are from there. And
Oh yeah. I've heard of it.
yeah, they're really good. Really good.
They're from nice part. Aren't they from Taiwan or somewhere? Or no, Hong
Um,
Kong, Taiwan? Are they Beijing? Beijing. They're from Beijing, aren't they?
Beijing, yeah.
Yeah.
And I talked to them, and he pretty much had the same thing to say about it as you did. But his band's really good, and congratulations to you on your release.
Thank you. Yeah, Chino Hearts are also on Topsy Turvy, so they released
they
their
are?
LP on the same label that are releasing the album that we're releasing. Yeah, so they're on that label too.
Oh, cool. Oh, it looks like they got some good bands in.
Yeah, they got all sorts. Something for everyone.
So on social media, where can people find you?
We're on Facebook. Just the Roots. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We got Reverb Nation, but I don't really touch it much. we're on Twitter. That's about it, really. YouTube. But yeah, mostly Facebook's. If you want to get in touch or anything, Facebook's the best place to catch us.
And how is it opening up over there? Is everything opening up for you?
No, not at all. We haven't had any vaccinations yet, not where I am. So everything's running as usual. Everything's running as usual, but people are just staying in, being a bit careful. It's not forced, but I haven't been out my city for over a year, and it's gone crazy. But
oh wow,
it's really, it's not getting any better. It's getting worse, if anything. So we're just waiting for the inoculation. The problem is here, it's not lack of vaccines, it's lack of people to administer the vaccine. So in Japan, only a doctor can give the vaccine, not a nurse or not other medical practitioners. Only a doctor can. So there are not enough doctors to give enough vaccines to the people. We're just waiting. So I think they start doing the 60-year-olds next month.
Oh wow,
people over 60.
Wow.
So it's going to be a while.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. It's it's good if you like staying in.
I'm gonna ask you one last question before we go. Did you write this new album while in quarantine?
Yes. So like the last 3-4 albums have been written in quarantine. We've been really active. So yeah,
that's
it was
a lot
of really,
that's a lot of music.
Yeah, it is. It's been quarantine's been kind to us. So yeah, it's been we had a lot of time to play guitar because even if you go out, nobody's out, so there's just no point in going out. And so yeah, I've been home a lot, playing guitar every night, learning songs, playing songs, making songs. So yeah, we released. We got 2 instrumental albums that are coming out. One's out, one's coming out. I released a solo album, which is completely different. Released a Roots album, which was garage, and working on something else at the moment. So it's all good.
Awesome. Well, Christopher, I want to thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on your record. I know it must feel really good to get it done on vinyl and have physical CDs to send out. And
Can't wait.
I'm going to go on Bandcamp right now, and I'm going to listen to the instrumentals.
Okay, I'm going to send you some stuff as well.
Oh, wonderful!
I'll send you an email.
We have a radio show here called Pure Idiot Radio, and
cool.
We'd be happy to play you.
Lovely. I'll send over some download stuff for you.
Wonderful. You have a great night, Christopher. A great day.
Yeah, you have a nice evening. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I think housework looms for me.